But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened.
Really, how many people do that? You mean they moved out and then they said, "Ah, the hell with it, I'll move back in"? You know, it doesn't sound like very normal. You mean they moved out and what? They missed it so much that they wanted to move back in? Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, and then
did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe. 8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives, so these Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese. A real beautiful company.
In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this institution in contempt. They hold the Republican Party in contempt. They hold the Democratic Party in contempt. They think that maybe, given all of the crises facing this country, it's about time that there was some bold leadership here and that this institution made some hard choices.
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month, and they won't come out and address my progressive audience. They won't come out and address Bree's audience or Katie's audience, who isn't endorsing #the vote. All those motherfuckers who didn't show up today at our town hall, every fucking one of them is selling you out and canceling you for their own personal gain.
All of a sudden we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. Not good. Believe me, not good. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened. The first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. That was an opinion of somebody.
And that was a retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble.
Really, how many people do that? You mean they moved out and then they said, "Oh, the hell with it, I'll move back in." You know, it doesn't sound like very normal. You mean they moved out and what? They missed it so much that they wanted to move back in?
Well, and then
early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours before the. Even before you do that, and not even including that, that's why I hardly even included that number, although in one state we have a tremendous amount of dead people, so I don't know. I'm sure we do in Georgia too. I'm sure we do in Georgia too. Even before you do that, and not even including that, that's why I hardly even included that number, although in one state we have a tremendous amount of dead people, so I don't know. I'm sure we do in Georgia too. I'm sure we do in Georgia too.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Hello users! Hopefully you also know the thing, and welcome to another episodic installation of Above It All for the morning of January 12th, 2021. Alright, so this is going to be a fun day. Got some coffee here, sipping out of my elephant. Hell yes. Alright, so, big news, actually. Well, I guess it's not, I don't know if it's big news. But today I was originally going to stream the House debating on impeachment, but there's another House that I may be streaming instead. Nico House wants to debate me. He spammed my direct messages and unblocked me on Twitter and decided to challenge me to a debate that was originally going to be tomorrow, but I guess it's going to be today now. So, throwing that out there, that will be live at some point today, presumably around 6 p.m., unless there's any changes. So I'm just throwing that out there. Hello, Hook! $5. Ooh! I love dollars. Nice shirt. I got a new sweater. How is this? Does it look good? Do I look good? Let me know. Be brutal. Be brutal. Like, tell me if I'm looking ugly as fuck right now. Like, do I look like Squidward in that one episode of SpongeBob where he's got, like, the sweater that's made out of eyelashes or something? This feels like it's kind of made out of eyelashes, but it doesn't, actually. Because it's not, actually. But anyway, genuinely looks great. I'll accept that. Hot and well-spoken. Damn right, damn right. So, this morning is another morning where, you know, I don't know, what the fuck? What do I talk about? There's nothing to talk about. So, I watched The House this morning, before I watched the House say that they're going to debate and vote on impeachment. That's going to be again at 6 p.m. But also, I might be doing a debate, so I don't know. I might stream the VOD of that. I might, like, if it's good. Like, I probably will, to be honest. That could be like the after party. I stream the House, but 3 hours afterward. That's fine. Apparently my browser is deciding to function at a decreased, decreased. Let me drink some more coffee. I'm sorry, I'm low. I'm running out of gasoline here. Holy fuck. My God. All right. So. This is yesterday. This is real quick. Cori Bush has been doing what I told her to do. She listens to my show. Right? She does. I mean, like, this is what I've been saying for the past week. Here we go. Right, so yesterday she's like, I just introduced HRES 25. It would, under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, investigate and expel the GOP members of Congress who attempted to overturn the election and incited a white supremacist attack. Call your representative to sign on. We can't have unity without accountability. So remember yesterday when I was like, call your representative? Remember, I literally said that. She watches my show. Cori Bush confirmed. She just tweeted out a script to one of my videos. Unbelievable, right? But again, you got to call if you live in any area with a Democratic, even a senator, like, if you have a Democratic senator, but you have a Republican representative, like, call them, ask them if they'll support it. If they're in the Senate, say, like, there's a bill in the House. Will you, like, what is your opinion on that? Will you make a statement? That kind of stuff. Pressure these motherfuckers. If you live in a district that's a Republican, but not an election overturner, call them, ask them to sign on to it, right? If they didn't try to overturn the election, there might be room there. If you live in a district like me, where you've got a Republican representative who tried to overturn the election results, call their office and demand that they resign. That's what I did. In fact, I do it every single morning, and I have been for the last couple of days. So there you go. So Cori Bush coming out there. To my understanding, the 14th Amendment, Section 3, it would clearly need to be voted on. And they would vote on like a commission or some sort of, like, group of people, maybe a special, I don't know, to investigate. And I don't think you need that much investigation, considering all these people signed on to letters like the day beforehand. They were like, yep, I'm going to put my name on this letter. We're going to overturn. And then after the event, they did it anyway. I don't think you even really need that, but there you go. So we'll see how this goes. And again, Cori Bush, she's great. She's wonderful. She's amazing. Mila, Andrea, did you see Pramila Jayapal tested positive for COVID after being sequestered last Wednesday with Republicans who refused to wear masks? Yeah, I saw that. There are a lot of new viewers here, and I want to make something very clear. I don't talk about the pandemic much on my channel because there is a high likelihood that if I do talk about it, I will get dinged by YouTube, and they've got a very, very severely enforced, again, to the point where they'll enforce it even though it's incorrect, medical misinformation policy. And so I do not weigh in on the effects of the virus. I will not weigh in on anything other than, like, the economic impact. Because I've been dinged before, and I don't want to have that happen again. But so, I mean, there's a lot of new people here that, don't really know that. So I'm just throwing that out there. I kind of avoid stories where the chief thing is the virus, just because I don't want to get in a situation, Jayapal is calling for legal action against Republicans that refuse to wear masks. Brilliant. You don't have to apologize, Fun Police. Oh my God. Breaking news. Look at that dog. Oh my. Maxie! 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 Hello! Oh my god, look at him! Look at this dog! Ah! Max! Max, the doggy! Max! Max! Look at this dog! Holy shit! Oh my god. Hello, Max. That's right. That's right. Just don't knock my coffee cup. Oh, don't knock my vaporizer off. Oh. 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 This is Max the dog. Max the dog is a little bit of a doggy. You know, he woofs, he plays, he rolls. I gotta get him some new toys soon, but I'm afraid to leave that. Oh. What he does here, you can't see this, but what he does here is I'm holding him and like petting him, and he puts his paws on top of my arm so that I can't defend myself, and then he goes in for the lick. He just goes in. So he puts his paws on my arm. He disarms me, literally, because it's my arm. This dog disarms me and then goes for the lick. It's unbelievable. I like how dog paws smell like corn chips. I've never noticed that, but maybe I'll look into that. One thing I do is I don't leave my room. I don't leave my room without wearing socks. I don't wear socks in my room, as you can see, right? But I do wear socks when I leave my room, because everyone else in this house is an animal, in the literal sense, and they wear boots around the house, like just in the hallways, in the kitchen. They wear boots in the bathroom, like muddy, disgusting boots just all over the carpet. It's gross. I don't know why they do it. So, one thing that I do sometimes when Max wants to pee or whatever that he does is he'll like pick up my sock, because he knows that when I put on my socks, I'm ready to leave the room. So he'll like pick up my sock and bring my sock to me. And he's like, here, put the sock on. I gotta go pee. So he's developed this habit over the last couple of days. And my God, let me just tell you, my God. Oh, this dog. I swear to God, this dog. Anyway. Yeah, so again, I'm sorry for the low energy. I mean, I guess people watch me because I'm a real person and not because I'm a news presenter. So I don't necessarily feel the need to, like, be a professional. Like, I need to get, in fact, you know what? One sec. Let me get a prop. I'm going to get a prop. I've needed this prop for a while. All right. This is a prop I've needed for a while. All right. That's exactly right. We love your realness and hotness. Well, thank you very much. Oh. All right. So, I know I'm not an official news presenter, but I would like to try my best, and I would like to go through. I've got a script here. I've got some words. They're all blank pages, but it's a prop, so, you know, who cares? I'm not going to waste printer ink on a... Maybe I should, though. Maybe I should print out, like, a fucking manuscript of a book and just, like, put it here and pretend, like, look at me. Look how serious I am. So it was the evening of November 15th. And, I'm just kidding. Anyway, what else do I got here? I got some other shit I'm going to talk about. Let's see. I'm on Google News. I get some of my news from Google News. So, just like, I saw this on Google News. Like, I don't even, like, toxins in marijuana smoke may be harmful to health? What? Like, I don't even know what this is. I just, like, saw it. I got Google News open. Google's like, hey, we know you smoke weed. Check this out. So I don't even know what's going on here. But let's just check this out. Your brain on marijuana. Really? Let's watch. Hell yeah. My brain's on marijuana? Fuck. Is there audio? Oh, there we go.
Let's talk about marijuana and your brain. It's a rather complicated process, so let's start off with what's familiar to you. THC. THC is a chemical in weed that gets you high.
I love being
Feel
high.
lightheaded, feel giddy, sometimes relaxed. Marijuana, you can smoke it, you can eat it in an extract of food, you can inhale it with a vapor pen, or consume it in an oil form. It's especially good for little kids who are taking it as a medicine.
Whoa.
THC
Wait a second. Did they just endorse? What? Did they just endorse giving THC to little kids? Is that what they said on here? CNN just endorsed giving marijuana to little... Like, I understand to treat seizures. I understand that, but did they say that? Did they specify about seizures? This isn't like a segment. I just saw this on the news, so I was like, you know, I can do like a little fucking skit. Like, I can do a stand-up show about this. Like, okay, I understand. Like, again, it treats seizures and everything. But did they mention that? I don't think they mentioned that. Like, they just said, yeah, we give weed to little kids.
Or consume it in an oil form. It's especially good for little kids who are taking it as a medicine. No matter the method, THC...
No, they're taking it as a medicine to prevent seizures. Do not give your kid marijuana. No, it's just, yeah, kids take it. I mean, they make CBD or THC gummy bears for a reason, right?
It goes through your bloodstream and into your brain.
Let's go.
There, the THC is going to latch onto these special receptors. When they are stimulated, you release dopamine. It sends signals to various nerve
Yo,
cells
that's
all
my
around
skeleton
your body
right there.
and makes
Fuck
you
yes.
feel high.
Oh.
Not all cannabis is going to get you stoned.
What?
That's because marijuana contains another chemical known as CBD. That's cannabidiol. Marijuana plants that have low THC and high CBD can work really well as a medicine. They can treat things like epilepsy.
There you go, okay.
The CBD chemical can quiet excessive electrical and chemical activity in the brain. I know this 3-year-old girl who went from having 300 seizures a week to 2 per month after her parents gave her cannabis with high levels of CBD. When it comes to marijuana, there's some 500 different chemical compounds. All these compounds work together. It's something known as the entourage effect. It's important because you can't just take a chemical out of marijuana and make a medicine. You need the whole plant, especially when it comes to using pot instead of pills.
Let's go. Alright, good video. So they make this video, right? And it's like, okay, so, you know, pretty good, right? Pretty good. Weed is cool. Give it to your kids, right? I'm just kidding. I just want to be very explicit here. I want to be very explicit. I am joking. This is a joke video. I am joking. I do in no way endorse giving marijuana to anyone under the age of 21. Me personally, I did not even consume a single bit of marijuana until I was age 22. So I do not endorse giving anyone under the age of 21 marijuana. I just want to say that explicitly. Don't sue me. Don't report me. Thank you. All right, with that being said, apparently smoking weed is bad for you. Who'da thunk? Right? Who'da thunk? Okay, so smoking weed is bad. So inhaling literal smoke that comes from fire, that's bad? Wow. Who'da thunk? So let's read. Smoking weed may expose you to the same type of toxic compounds found in tobacco smoke, a new study finds. Wow. Who'da thunk? Wow. People who only smoked marijuana had higher blood and urine levels of several smoke-related toxins such as naphthalene, acrylamide, than non-smokers, according to the study published Monday in the journal eClinical Medicine. So, yeah, no shit. I smoke relatively frequently. I got a new vaporizer recently, so I've been vaporizing. I also do edible and oil stuff, so stay away from smoke, y'all. It's not good for you. But tobacco smokers, do I even need to read the rest of this? Using weed during pregnancy linked to psychotic-like behaviors in children, study finds. Whoa. Whoa. Hey now. Definitely going to go ahead and screenshot that. Was that like another article? Whoa, baby. I'm sorry, I'm just like, this is like totally off script. During pregnancy linked to psychotic behaviors. What the?
Let's talk about marijuana.
Oh, that's just they had this video fucking already made. Yeah, I didn't know this. If you're one of the growing numbers of women who use weed while pregnant, think twice. A new study found it may increase the psychotic behaviors in children. Oof. That's no good. That's not good, right? Oh my. Anyway, let me go ahead and send this article to someone. Anyway, so hopefully everyone's having a good day. Again, I'm going to be Bodan, welcome. I might stream the impeachment thing, but I'm also going to be debating a YouTube user by the name of Nico House at approximately 6 p.m., which is the time that they begin the vote, or they begin the debate, I believe. So I'm just throwing that out there. I might do, after the debate, I might stream the archive, so it might not be live, but I will watch the House impeach the motherfucker. Maybe after I debate Nico House. So it won't be live, but it will be the same content as if it were live, just later. So, and that's assuming Nico shows up and we do it. We were originally going to do tomorrow, but then I guess we're doing today. I don't know, I woke up and they're like, I can do it today. I was like, okay, I can do it today. So, we'll do it today. And if not, then we'll do it tomorrow. I don't know. What about the Trump speech? When is the Trump speech? Do you want to give me a time? Because if it happens during the House debating on impeachment stream, I can just pause that and do Trump real quick. When I'm famous, remember you? Maybe. I might remember you. 12? So like in an hour? Because I can't. I have something to do at 12. Or is it midnight? Because as soon as this show is over, I've got a thing I have to do. Greg Palast is repeating the Ali Alexander claim that Andy Biggs, Mo Brooks, and Paul Gosar were part of the planning of after-rally pressure on Congress. Okay. Sounds good. CNN says debate on impeachment starts in 37 minutes. It shouldn't, because I watched the proceedings this morning and they said 6. So, that's what they said. I didn't say it. I wasn't like 6. They were like 6. So if they moved it from 6 to noon, well, what the fuck, right? But I guess that's a good thing. Anyway, I guess I should actually get to news. I know I've got to know news here. Should I? I'll consider it. This is something real quick, that I saw that was really funny this morning while I was in the bathroom. So now again, this is like just a random person on Twitter, right? So like, who knows? They could be lying. Anything is possible. They could be lying. But this is really funny. So my husband is at the bank. We live in Trump country. It's packed with Trump supporters pulling all of the money out because they think martial law is coming. So here's the text in question. I'm at the bank and it's packed. I've never seen it so full. It's mostly Trump supporters pulling out cash because they believe martial law is going to be declared, and they're loudly and openly discussing it in the middle of the bank. Thoughts and prayers. I love that. That's really fucking funny. So apparently Trumpers in wherever the fuck, USA, are really freaking out right now. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but they're really, wow.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Jeez. But yeah, again, they're not sending their best. Bodan, I believe I just answered that question, like 2 minutes ago, but I will answer it again because I respect you as a person. To my understanding, the impeachment debate starts at 6 p.m. However, I've got another arrangement at 6 p.m. So when I cover the House impeachment, it will be later. So it will be maybe 2 or 3. I don't know how long this debate's going to go, but I'll do it afterward. So it won't be live, but it will be the same day, and I'll cover it as if it's live. I'll watch it at like 1.25x or something, you know? We'll get through. But that's what I'm going to be doing. Let's see what else we got. So we got a we got a known dullard. A dullard of very well documented proportions. Charlie Kirk. Let's just watch the video. Let's just watch the video.
Now, we sent our students home on our buses and they left. However, some people went to the United States Capitol and just decided to kind of sit there and watch and look and wave flags. Perfectly permissible with First Amendment rights. Now, a lesson that my parents taught me early on is as soon as you see trouble, go the other way. I do not think it was good judgment for people that started to see things happen and they're all this and they rush to the... No, that's just here's a good rule of...
I just want to be clear here. So Charlie Kirk is saying that it's not good judgment. They were just there. They're First Amendment protesters. That's what they were doing, right? So for this argument is legit. The argument that he is postulating right here, his argument, by the way, great freeze frame. Can we talk about this? Great freeze frame. Hold up, I'm going to screenshot that. That's got to be the thumbnail. Anyway, so he is postulating that all of the Trump supporters that stormed the Capitol are just dumb as shit. Oh, it was just bad judgment. That's what he's saying. They were there for noble reasons, First Amendment, right? And then all of a sudden the Capitol Police open the doors and they rush in chanting "Hang Mike Pence." They're chanting "Hang Mike Pence" as they rush into the Capitol. They're just a bad judgment call, you know, just a bad decision. Just made a mistake. You know what I mean? Oh, whoops. We all make mistakes. Oh my God, that's even better. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Fuck. Oh my God. That fucking freeze frame, dude. Oh my. Oh. Do I even need to watch the rest of the video? Is this necessary? Yes, it is.
Good rule of life. You start to see trouble, just go the other way, okay? Unless you feel as if your independent action can save an innocent person, okay? That's one nuance I'll say. If you see someone getting beaten up in a subway or something, then you could do something. But all of a sudden, if you start to see mass trouble, just go the other way. As, you know, very wise people say, nothing good happens after 2 a.m., right? Or happens after midnight. And nothing really good happens as soon as tear gas starts getting spread on the U.S. Capitol, right? And so, is that a crime? No, it's not. Is it bad judgment? Yeah, it's bad judgment. Okay.
So he's saying it like I don't. What is he talking? Is he talking about the people that stormed the Capitol? That's not a crime. What is he just talking about specifically the crowds that didn't storm the Capitol? Because I don't know. What is he talking about?
Yeah, it's bad judgment. Okay, it's bad judgment. All of a sudden to climb the Capitol steps and walk in the rotunda, and it's not wise. Okay. However.
It's not a crime.
Not wise does not mean you're an insurrectionist, okay? Let me be very clear. Just because you do something stupid does not mean you're Timothy McVeigh.
Like, I just want to talk, I want to echo some of the sentiments from my chat room. Like, he does not look well. Like, he definitely looks like he's got some sort of addiction. And I'm not trying to, like, you know, I'm not trying to libel. This is just speculation, okay? But he definitely looks like he's got some sort of addiction, like whether it be a specific pill or, you know, some sort of medicinal supplement. There's something going on here.
Stupid does not mean you're Timothy McVeigh. Just because you do something that is regrettable does not mean that you're planning an armed insurrection against the United States government. Now, the guy that had the zip ties, I hope he goes to jail. That's just weird, creepy, wrong, evil.
That's just weird.
Okay?
I mean, I agree.
The guys that were assaulting police officers, jail. But the guys that were just kind of there waving flags and they're walking up the steps, and I'm sure that they regret it. I'm sure that a lot of them have said that. In fact, in a lot of these arrests, a lot of these people say this was the worst decision of my entire life. That doesn't exactly talk like a domestic terrorist trying to overthrow the government, okay? That talks like someone that got excited in the heat of the moment that did something dumb. Now, they should be held accountable.
I love getting excited in the heat of the moment, so much so that I book a plane ticket 3 weeks in advance to fly to the Capitol because Donald Trump is telling us that we're going to rally on Capitol Hill to stop the steal and overturn the election results. Right? Like, I was just got carried away. It was the heat of the moment. It was like a 4-week moment where it was just like, it was like the moment was there. It was so heating. It was so hot. There was like a fucking heat wave in this moment. And so I just, man, bad judgment call. Booked a plane ticket to DC. Whoops. My bad. Like, whoops. And then I went on the plane, right? I could have just not gone on the plane. Oops. And then I went on the plane. And then I accidentally booked a room at a fancy hotel across the street from the Capitol. Well, again, all these accidents that I've been making. And I accidentally went to go to Trump's rally. And I accidentally, you know, cheered him on when he said bullshit. And then I accidentally marched onto the Capitol. And then I accidentally, I mean, the cops opened the doors. And I just, you know, the heat of the moment, I just accidentally walked in. And then I accidentally did this. And it's like, what is this argument, dude? Okay, I will concede that yes. Are there people that maybe were involved in these protests that don't deserve to go to prison for the rest of their lives? Sure. Sure. If you want to give a fucking 80-year-old who's holding a little flag, you know, the Meemaw in the Capitol who's got that bizarre, like, paranormal activity smile, right? If you want to give her a slap on the wrist, okay. All right. But, like, again, these people are on camera chanting, "Hang Mike Pence," as they storm the Capitol building. Like, literally, hundreds of people. Hundreds of people. Just accidentally was chanting to kill the vice president. Whoops. My bad. Like, the downplaying and the, like, just the idea that, you know, I didn't have anything to do with this. I wasn't supporting the fake agenda of Donald Trump and the election fraud bullshit. No, just there was a point where, like this whole thing is they're trying to wash their hands of it, and like they're not sending their best. They're really not sending their best. And again, I don't know what Charlie Kirk is doing here. Let me see if I can find that freeze frame again. I don't know if I can. That was a good one I just got. Damn, there's so many good ones. That's a good one. Look at this guy. He looks like a crazy person. You can take almost any one of his, any frame, and it looks like good Anyway, that's the video. Yeah, I just accidentally brought pipe bombs to the halls of Congress. Whoops. My bad. Oh. Oh my god. Whoops. I just like the heat of the moment, dude. Like, the fucking... Like, I legit cannot imagine buying a plane ticket in the heat of the moment. I mean, I guess I could. Like, maybe if you're getting hot and heavy with an E-babe, right? And she's like, hey, you want to come over? And it's like, oh, I do. And then, like... Then you buy the plane ticket and then, like, you know... And then you think about this, like, do I really want to go over there? It's like, no, I don't. And then you cancel the ticket. But, like, seriously, like, it's such a bizarre scenario. I really just, Jesus Christ. His head is what's getting bigger, but his face is getting smaller. That's the thing. It's like, Sheen in that episode of Jimmy Neutron. Hold up, let me get the screen grab. I'll get that screen grab for you. Oh. So this is Charlie Kirk. This is Charlie. I'm sorry. That's Charlie Kirk. Motherfucker. Joe F. Hello, Joe F. Accidentally sending some love to hot E-babe. Keep fighting. Thank you. Thank you. Like, I know it was an accident, but there's a no refund policy, so I'm sorry. Even though it was an accident, I'm sorry. That's mine now. My God. Anyway, let me see what else I've got on the docket. Anyone that wasn't here earlier, let me just reiterate my plans for today, as I set up the next little thing. My plans for today is I was going to stream the House of Representatives voting and debating on impeachment. I will still stream that. However, it will not be live. I will be streaming that a couple hours after it starts. Because I am, according to reports, and this could change at any moment, I think I am debating a one Nico House today. Hold up. Okay, so I guess we're doing it today then. Okay, so it's confirmed. I will be debating a one Nico House. This guy's a very questionable individual. He's said some very questionable things. He also said he wants the debate to be an hour. So he just specified that, like, an hour. So, I mean, I guess, right? Like, I guess I can do an hour. Fucking Max is staring at himself in the mirror. Breaking. Dumb people can't be arrested for anything. Really?
Dumb people, 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 dumb people.
I need to get that full press conference because he says dumb people, liberal people, conservative people. But if I were to do a mix where I skip the liberal people and do dumb people, conservative people, that would be really funny. But I cut it at dumb people, liberal people. Fire Blaze Wolf, accidentally not sending support is a crime. So here you go. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Kibble. Hey, K-pop girl. Thank you, everyone. Again, I'm very shocked that do I have 100 yet? 100 viewers. I'm very shocked. That's what, 3 days in a row? 4 days in a row? What the fuck are you people doing here? What's going on? Right? This is a really weird situation where 3 days in a row, 100 people are watching the stream? What? What channel is Nico House going to be on? My channel. Going to be streaming it here. It might be on other channels too. For reference, the person who's going to moderate the debate is Kennedy. I just had them on last week, I want to say. And we actually did touch on Nico House as a person, so, yeah, so Kennedy will also probably be restreaming it on the Not Safe for Wonks channel, but it will be here as well. So, if you want to watch it here, that's great. If you want to watch it there, that's great. Don't watch it anywhere else, though. If you're, if Nico uploads it to his channel, do not watch it on his channel. I'm always based and watching at random times. Fucking I'm always based. What an interesting sentence. Fire Blaze Wolf. I'm always based. The perfect part about that is you can just cut it off. I'm always based. Fuck. I'm always based. Look at this. You just cut it off and boom. There you go. I'm always based. Unbelievable. Anyway, Marcus Lake. Here from Nomiki. True. Awesome. I mean, hey, that's the thing. Is you got all these boutique leftists like Nomiki who only streams fucking once a week. And she only streams at a specific time. I stream all the time. I stream all damn day, every damn day, right? So I'm sorry. I have too much fun with boutique left. Boutique is so good. I recently learned that boutique translates to store. So, right, it's really fucking funny. Okay, so when I was doing Sunday Run Day last week, someone came into my chat room and was like, I know French a little bit, and boutique literally translates to store. So, but like, you know, like there's the meme where like if you say something in French, it must be like pompous or something, right? So it's like people calling us the boutique left is like, first of all, it just means store left. Like we're just the store left, whatever that means, right? I don't know, but people are dumb as hell. Yeah, I know Mickey does, I think, Tuesday to Friday or something. I mean, I don't know. She's got a lot on her plate. I have nothing on my plate. So I'm just fucking around. Do I work? This is my work. So yes, I do work. You're watching me work right now. Imagine that, right? Like, this is me working. Like, all right, I'm just like, ugh. Like, I could just sit here and do this. And, like, I would still get paid. Like, that's amazing, isn't it? Like, I'm just, like, I sit here and do nothing. Look, see? Hey, look. Ugh. And now I got $4.99. Ellen Stonehill, bonjour. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. See? It worked. It worked. I worked. Let's talk about people who won't work. Nancy Pelosi. All right. So Nancy Pelosi apparently got triggered in a 60 Minutes interview or something when the interviewer brought up AOC. So let's watch.
No other explaining why this president of the United States is such a handmaiden of Putin.
Can we talk about the A word?
So I just want to say real quick, I want to get my opinions out there. This is a hot button debate, right? Is Donald Trump in big Putin or big Russia? Personally, I think so. Because what is Putin's best interest? A United States that is embarrassing. That is Putin's best interest, right? If you have an enemy, let's say you're Putin, and your enemy looks like a dumb motherfucker, right? And your enemy's state capital almost got overrun by a bunch of fucking grandmas, right? Chances are your enemy is going to be in a weaker position on the global stage. So I do want to say that yes, Donald Trump is doing exactly what Putin wants. That is correct. Now, to say that there's like a link, right, to say that they're like secretly like, you know, conspiring together and Putin's like, you know, Donald Trump, I want you to do this. And then Trump is like, I don't know, Putin, maybe I will. And then Putin's like, but Mr. Trump, you must do this now or else. And then like Donald Trump is like, all right, okay, Putin, you got it. I don't think that that's happening. I would be very shocked if that was happening. But to say that Donald Trump isn't doing what's in Putin's best interest, I think is just naive. So with that out of the way, let's get into the meat. Just kidding. I'm a vegetarian. Let's get into the non-meat, but still very nutritious equivalent.
Handmaiden of Putin.
Can we talk about the A word?
What's that?
Age.
Oh, age.
You're 80.
Right.
Your number 2, Steny Hoyer's 81. Your number 3, Jim Clyburn, is 80.
Jim Clyburn is 80? I had no idea.
Why haven't you brought young people into the leadership?
Because we have. You perhaps don't know.
Why does
AOC... Nancy gets so triggered. Like, oh my god. Like remember during, it was like April or May, right? When, she was on, I think it was like Wolf Blitzer was asking her about like the COVID like state and local funding, and she was like, we'll get it. I'm in here to feed poor people, Wolf. I'm here to feed the poor. Do you feed the poor? Because I do. We're going to get that state and local funding. And then they didn't. Like, they just didn't for another 8 months. So, like, she just gets so easily triggered, and I love it. Like, it's just great. Like, I love it because it's just fun to watch, right? Just watching her squirm is great.
Because we have. You perhaps don't know.
Why does...
We have. You perhaps don't know. Like, what is that? Like, what is that? Like, seriously, I just, like...
Only the really... I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Like we do, perhaps you don't know. I just like...
You brought young people into the leadership.
Because we have. You perhaps don't know.
Why does AOC complain that you have not been grooming younger people for leadership?
I don't know. You'll have to ask her. Because we are.
That was kind of sharp, kind of dismissing her.
I'm not dismissing her. I respect her. I think she's very effective, as are many other members in our caucus that the press does.
I'm sorry, I have to rewind. It's just she's so fun to watch.
Because we are.
That was kind of sharp, kind of dismissing her.
I'm not dismissing her. I respect her. I think she's very effective, as are many other members in our caucus that the press doesn't pay attention to. But they are there, and they are building support for what comes next. No other explaining.
Whatever that means. Whatever that means. But again, I don't know. This is nothing. There's no news here. It's just like, let's watch Nancy Pelosi get triggered, right? Like, and that's fun. That's great. I love it. My lord, do I love that?
Dumb people, liberal people.
All right, okay. According to Jimmy Dore, this is a video of AOC. Absolutely. Y'all can, like, just as a general rule of thumb, y'all can skip any content that you so choose on my channel. So, like, if you don't want to watch me debate some dumb fascist stooge, that's fine. You don't have to. It's a free speech, freedom of association. Though, I will say, with that being said, you do have to watch my video game streams, plain and simple. You do. Those are requirements. You might be thinking, what? Video games? But I'm an adult. Like, yeah, so am I. Right, we're in the same boat. So, you gotta pick one. Are you gonna skip the video game streams? Or are you going to skip the Nico House debate? You gotta pick one. Only one. I'll let you pick one. I'll give you one. But you gotta pick one. Not watching is censorship. Yeah, if you don't watch my stream, I'm literally being censored. Literally. Speaking of which, I'm gonna say this in passing. So I made a video the other day, like I guess a week ago now. Like just going through some like really bizarre tweets from like popular left-wing Twitter accounts. And one of the people that I dunked on in that compilation, the cringe compilation I like to say, got like excruciatingly triggered. Like excruciatingly triggered. In fact, you know, I'm just gonna bring this up. Oh, I'm not. That's a waste of my time. But so this guy, right? And again, I'm just gonna. I don't want to make a big deal out of this because honestly, they're a little bit of a crazy person. And now I wanna underscore this with my critique is that left-wing people, ostensibly those who identify as left-wing people, and that's how they participate in public discourse, right, are doing talking points and carrying water for the fascist agenda by downplaying things such as, you know, attempting to kill people of Congress. Like, oh, it's no big deal, right? So I'm saying that that's problematic. And so this person responded by confirming all of my suspicions. And I'm talking about JV Graz on Twitter. I, again, have been doxxed, swatted by neo-Nazis. I have been sent death threats by neo-Nazis. I have been harassed by neo-Nazis on nearly a daily basis for the last couple of years. And so this Twitter user's behavior, literally, and I shit you not, reminds me of something that a Kiwi Farms user would do. And I say that with all sincerity. So like this guy tweets out that like he wants his 20,000 followers to mass report me on everything. By the way, he's also tweeting out that Donald Trump being removed from Twitter is like the worst thing in the world, right? So like it's really bizarre. And I just want to do a PSA. There's a lot of people out there that will identify a certain way, but when push comes to shove, will not identify in that fashion. And so again, if someone criticizes you for carrying water for fascists, and your response is to carry water for fascists, you're not doing a good job. And this guy also was like doing shit like, you know, tagging my selfies and calling me ugly. And then like a bunch of his like fanboys were like doing the same thing. It was like, you know, really just obnoxious garbage. So I don't want to like participate in that kind of discourse, which is why I only mention it in passing. I don't want to like make a big deal out of it because I'd rather this guy forget who I am, because again, I know the fascist playbook, right? I'd rather have this guy obsessed with someone else, to be honest. Because I've got enough neo-Nazis that follow me and that are sending me death threats and reporting me on everything. So, I don't want to make a big deal about that, but just throwing that out there. Just, had to comment. I'm a narcissist, so I have to comment, right? Alrighty. Okay. What else do I have on the agenda? Let's see. We could talk about this, right? I mean, this is cool. So Sheldon Adelson is, got an article from Fox Business. It's not letting me scroll down for some reason. So I guess I don't have an article from Fox Business because it just doesn't work. Let me look up another one. Let's see. All right, this is actually working. All right, so I've got an article from Fox News that's even better, actually. This is an even better article. Bush remembers GOP megadonor Sheldon Adelson as a friend and American patriot. So we double dip here. 1, Sheldon Adelson's dead. 2, we're talking about George Bush. Again? I was about to specify which George Bush, but the other one's dead, so I don't need to. Isn't that just wonderful? So yeah, let's read this horrible tragedy. Right, this is a horrible tragedy. Horrible tragedy. Sheldon Adelson. I mean, again, this is one of those things where all human life is sacred. Now, of course, when I say that, I'm only going to say that in defense of defending billionaires, millionaires, and oligarchs, and, like racists, and, like transphobes, homophobes. When I say all human life is sacred, that's only who I'm referring to. I'm just going to ignore the thousands, if not millions of people that are, killed or having their lives ruined by the effects of these people. They don't matter. Right, but again, all human life is sacred. So I just wanted to be honest with you. It is a tragedy that Sheldon is dead. It is a tragedy that his name was Sheldon. Could you imagine such a fate? Like if my name was Sheldon, I'd fucking kick the bucket too. Like, I'd get out of here. I've had enough. Anyway, so let's move on. Yeah, I'm just obviously I don't give a shit. Laura and I mourn the passing of a friend, Sheldon Adelson, Bush said in a statement. Sheldon battled his way out of a tough Boston neighborhood to build a successful enterprise and loyally employ tens of thousands and entertain millions. He was an American patriot and a strong supporter of Israel. I just throw that in there. Like, yeah, when one of my best friends dies, right? My best friend dies and I'm going to be eulogizing them. Like, I could be saying, yeah, I remember when we went to the bar that one time. I remember when we played fucking Mega Man X6. I remember when, we were playing hopscotch at recess. No, yeah, my friend is dead. He was a friend. He was a huge supporter of Israel. That's my eulogy? What? Like, what? Yes, my good friend is dead now? Wait. Yes, my good friend is dead now? He was a strong supporter of Israel. May he rest in peace. He was my friend. Goodbye? Like, what? What kind of statement is that? Seriously. Like, what? Anyway, Sheldon was a generous benefactor of charitable causes, especially medical research and Jewish heritage education. Bush continued. He will be missed by many, none more than his beloved family. Laura and I send our heartfelt condolences to Miriam, Adam, Matan, Shelley, Gary, Yasmin, Sivan, their spouses, and Sheldon's many grandchildren. The grandchildren don't even get a shout out? So you're going to go through with naming all of their siblings or whatever. But you're not going to go through with the fucking grandchildren? Like, come on. If I were the grandchild of Sheldon Adelson and Bush had an opportunity to shout me out, I'd be pissed. I'd get on the phone. Adelson, the founder, chairman, and chief executive officer of Las Vegas Sand Corp, died following a battle with cancer. He was 87. Adelson was a longtime donor to the Republican Party, giving more than $430 million to conservatives during the 2020 campaign. He was an early and longtime supporter of President Trump during his initial run for the White House. So yeah, this guy sucks. He's dead. And, owned. I'm sorry, I just literally can't get over the fact that it's so awkward. He was a strong supporter of Israel. Right? Like, I literally, like, wow, imagine saying that. My friend died under some weird circumstances after being super vocal about the 2014 Ukraine shit. I'm afraid I don't know what you're referring to. Can't watch Chapo anymore after they downplayed coup attempts at the election. Billy Rubin, what do you mean that they downplayed coup attempts? Do you have like a clip or a video? Like, are they distracting from it and saying it's a bad thing, but let's talk about this instead? Are they saying it's not that bad of a thing? What exactly are they doing to downplay it? I'm curious. Because I actually was originally going to do this today, and I guess, I might as well still do it. I don't know. I really... And I want to be explicit about this. I want to be very explicit about this because a lot of people are accusing me of grifting. And I want to say that those accusations are absolutely correct. So, for example, if I make a video and tag someone who's more popular than me, chances are I can get some of their audience to find my video and then, boom, grift, right? That's clearly there's no such thing as good faith criticism. There's no such thing as constructive criticism. There's no such thing as, criticism in general. It's only grifting. If I ever mention another podcaster, it's a grift. Facts and logic. So, Brianna Joy Gray, again, made an editorial decision to post one of these clips from her podcast, very aptly named Bad Faith, where she compares force the vote to impeachment. Again, I know there's a lot of people that are going to click this video and watch like literally 0.1 seconds of it and scroll down and call me a grifter, right? So I know that they're not watching this. But for those of you that are interested in what I have to say genuinely, go watch a couple of my videos from last month, about a month ago. This force the vote thing, really, again, it was about a specific parliamentary procedure. Withhold your vote for Nancy Pelosi unless you get a vote on Medicare for all, and then vote for Nancy Pelosi. That was the strategy. So, now, a lot of these people that are advocating for force the vote are saying they don't want Pelosi as speaker. What? So, you're going to advocate a strategy that is predicated upon voting for Pelosi, and then the reason you advocate that strategy is because you don't like Pelosi and you don't want her as speaker? What? Right? And then also, the force the vote, the parliamentary procedure, that time has passed. So I told you, I said this, and I have been proven correct, and this clip is going to even prove me more correct. I said that as soon as the force the vote thing doesn't happen, they are going to go on an I told you so victory tour. I told all of you that literally it's not going to happen. They're setting themselves up for the I told you so victory lap. So, let's watch.
We should have headlines about how half the Republican Party is seditious. Like, I think that that's useful rhetorical lingo for the Democrats to be able to fall back on if they're able to land that punch. What I don't understand is why we don't see the same kind of value in fighting for things like Medicare for all, or talking about the fact that 15 million people just lost their health insurance, or talking about the fact that there's food lines around the block, or talking about the fact that Joe Manchin, from like the poorest state in the union, is objecting to $2,000 checks.
So, real quick, I agree. Like, I want to be very, 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 very clear. I agree with this policy analysis. I agree that it is ridiculous that Democrats do not care about working people. I agree with that. Now, the difference here is I'm not going to go on Twitter and on my podcast and say that there is only one strategy that you can utilize to fight back against corporate Democrats. And that's what the force the vote thing is. If you even say, I want to force the vote on a housing guarantee, they will yell at you. They will say, no, Medicare for all now. Now, again, I love Medicare for all, right? I lost several of my family members because they did not have access to health insurance. I did not have health insurance for about 14 years, and I'm 24 years old. So, most of my life, I did not have health insurance. But again, I think right now, given the fact that there is an eviction moratorium expiring soon, that kind of stuff, given the fact that we've been kicking the can down the road for people that are at $1,000 behind on rent, right? There are more important things than Medicare for all. And my problem with this is they keep fucking talking about it. Like, I just want to move on. I want to discuss other things. Again, I want to discuss removing the seditious traitors, all 130 of them, that tried to overturn the election results. Because if we remove all those Republicans, that opens up a very interesting window for legislation that no one else is talking about. They're not going to talk about that. Maybe you could force a vote on Medicare for all when there's a House with only 300 members seated. Maybe, right? But again, my problem is we all ostensibly agree on the substance, but differ on the strategy. But when you say that you differ on the strategy, all their fanboys come at me and say, oh, you're boutique left, corporate sellout. Like, dude, look at my bedroom. Look at my desk. This is the corporate sellout. Look at all this garbage. Look at it. I'm the corporate sellout. Look at me. Like, look at the fucking bullshit room I live in, right? I'm a corporate sellout? Really? Not, I don't know, maybe the person standing in front of or sitting in front of a bookshelf with like a carefully constructed little thing in the background, right? No. Not the person that literally was a corporate lawyer before they joined activism, right? That's Brianna Joy Gray. She was a corporate lawyer. But she's not the corporate sellout. And so my thesis here, my kind of main idea and critique of these people over the last month, is that the force the vote strategy is a division tactic, is to basically get a bunch of people that think force the vote is the only strategy, you cannot do anything else, and to get them to hate people that they agree with because of strategic differences. Now, again, I'm going to get into the rest of the clip, but I can't stop talking, so here I am. Bernie Sanders got super close, right? Bernie Sanders got super close to winning. And what better way to prevent another incarnation of Bernie Sanders than to have the press secretary of the Bernie Sanders campaign go out there and say, if you don't force the vote, you're evil. Signal boosting people like Jimmy Dore, Nico House, Fiorella Isabel, and all these other like weirdo, like gray zone, like Katie Halper, like all these weirdos, right? That say, if you don't force the vote, you're not a real leftist. You're a boutique corporate sellout, whatever that means. This is a division tactic. Again, you don't think, imagine if you've got millions of dollars, you don't think it would be easy to inject a couple $100,000 in the form of YouTube super chats into specific people's channels to convince them to hate AOC more? You don't think you have $1 million and you're not going to spend a couple $100 on super chats to go make Jimmy Dore hate AOC on his platform all day? Really? So again, it's a division tactic. They don't want AOC to be the heir apparent to the Bernie legacy. They don't want AOC to run in 2024, 2028 and have a good chance at winning. They want to the best of their ability, stop it before it gets to that point. Now, do I think Brianna Joy Gray thinks that? Do I think that she's sitting back and thinking, how can I divide the left today? No, I don't. I think she is getting funding from specific people with those intentions. And because of her echo chamber that she has put herself into, right? she won't go on any opposing shows. She won't. She will only go on shows that have people that agree with her, right? So because of that, she is falling for this, and because people are using her and her status within the Bernie. Now, it is possible that she's in on it, but I want to be charitable here. And so again, that's my analysis here, and I want you to listen to the rest of this video with this in mind. Because again, removing 130 Republicans from Congress and more from local and state legislatures. Like, imagine we remove a lot of Republicans from a local state legislature, and then they're able to pass like legislation like expanding Medicare or something because they removed the Republicans and there was like a 2-month gap before a special election. Imagine that. Right? Imagine that. Like, imagine the opportunity. We have the political capital right now and the leverage to push a legitimate push to unseat 100+ Republicans, including those in state legislatures, including those sitting in the White House. But instead of talking about that, instead of echoing how serious that is, they want to talk about force the vote.
The union is objecting to $2,000 checks. Like, why don't we have this energy about the things that frankly matter more? I'm not saying not to do this. I'm not saying this doesn't matter. But the imbalance here of the amount of energy. Cori Bush is calling on people to call their representatives in circulating lists, call lists for people. You know, that's what we were doing for Force the Vote, but we didn't have the megaphone of the most popular Congress people in the United States. Like, this is exactly the kind of media event that could have drawn attention to the issues that are literally killing Americans who aren't congressional representatives, but who I would put to you, whose lives matter a great deal. Disproportionately black. Did you see the report about how how many new people just became unemployed and they're all women? And like they're over.
I gotta talk about that one because that's a doozy. That's a doozy. So that's a huge problem.
And like they're overwhelmingly black and Latino, and these are like the same groups who say this is all about racism and all about white supremacy, and I care so much about these issues. Are like,
So again, the reason why I wanted to talk about this clip is because she made the editorial decision to post this clip. So I think this clip is, it's not someone taking her out of context. It's her taking herself out of context. So that's why I find this to be more, like, I wouldn't go after her necessarily again if someone posted an out of context clip. But if this is the message she's trying to push. And again, should congressional representatives care about things like that? Absolutely. 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 I agree with all of the substance, all of the policy analysis I agree with. All of the criticisms of the establishment I agree with. But again, she doesn't understand that Force the Vote is a hashtag campaign that has been utilized, and she does understand this, let's be honest. She was the press secretary for the leading presidential candidate, right? She understands this. She's tech savvy, she's media savvy, but I'm trying to be charitable. This impeachment or expulsion vote is not performative. This opens a whole opportunity for an entirely different conversation when it comes to legislation. Right? Again, if you want to just make your podcast about activism, great. Right? Like, if you want to make your podcast about building a Medicare for All organization to march on the Capitol and demand Medicare for All, right, in a peaceful way, awesome. Let's do it. Right? But they don't. Instead, they want to get into this podcast and media game, which I'm in that game, right? So that's not my criticism, but they're in that game and they're speaking like they're organizers, or they're speaking like they want to be organizers, yet they don't talk to organizers. They don't know how to organize. In fact, they're doing the best that they can to stop organizing. Jimmy Dore is going on a show saying that National Nurses Union is weak. The Medicare for All advocates that have been at it for decades are weak and spineless and evil. And she's using his hashtags. Again, why are you using Force the Vote right now? The vote opportunity to force is gone. There is no more force to vote. Why are they saying Medicare? Why aren't they just saying Medicare for all? Why aren't they saying, where's Medicare for all? Medicare for all now? Why aren't they saying, go join NNU? Go join DSA? Why aren't they saying that? They don't want you to be organized. They want you to listen to their rage bait podcasts. Now, like, of course, do I want you to listen to my rage bait podcast? Absolutely. That's what it's like being in this game. But I'm not going to shit on unions and organizers in the process. If you want Medicare for all, get on the phone. Like, get some phone banking done, right? Join one of these organizations. They'll give you a list of phone numbers. Call them. Get some voter outreach. If you want to get Medicare for all, start or join or donate to an organization or a candidate that's going to primary the people. We already know who's against Medicare for all, by the way. Endorse those candidates early. Fundraise them early. Brianna Joy Gray gets $35,000 a month on her Patreon. Now, I'll imagine that it's her and Virgil, and maybe they've got like a third person for producer and editing, I'd imagine. Right? So, but she's getting at least, right, $10,000 a month. At least. Which is what, $120,000 a year before taxes? Why doesn't she fundraise or endorse a lot of these candidates that are going to run again? Oh, because she doesn't want to. She doesn't actually care about Medicare for all in the sense of getting it there. She cares about Medicare for all in the sense of making it a wedge issue, but not a wedge issue between corporate Democrats and progressive Democrats, but a wedge issue between activists and people that are left-wing in media spaces. Like, again, I've gotten at least a couple death threats from these forced to vote people. And again, that's not indicative of all of them. And a lot of the people that are coming to my channel, they do think that they're fighting the good fight. They think that they're doing activist work. They're misled into thinking posting on my YouTube channel is them going, like, if I just call Andrea a boutique leftist, then we're closer to Medicare for all. That's what they think. They think that because people like Bree and Jimmy and Nico and all these other people tell them that's what you got to do. If you don't go and harass small transgender YouTubers, you're never going to get healthcare. That's what they're doing. Right? Tweeting at AOC, fuck you! Fuck you, AOC! You're evil! Like, tweeting her like that doesn't do anything. Going on your podcast and saying, fuck you! Ah! Like, that doesn't get us closer to Medicare for all. Right? You know what does? Joining a union or organization founded on getting us closer to Medicare for all and providing to them volunteer labor. Phone banking for them, organizing for them, maybe trying to find candidates, field candidates to go against these corporate Democrats. But guess what? These people will not even support Nina Turner. Nina Turner in these people's minds is canceled. Why? Because she's running as a Democrat. So these people want to have a list of Democrats to primary for the forced to vote, but that same list, that same group of people hate Democrats and want to run everyone as a People's Party candidate? What? So, force the vote to get a list of people who are against Medicare for all so we can primary them, but then also, we're going to work with the People's Party, and we're going to talk about how all Democrats are evil, and now if you even run as a Democrat, you're evil. What? What? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Is that a joke? But again, these people don't think about strategy. They don't. To them, there is no step two. They only think in the moment. And that's my problem. They're doing long-term damage to the left because they want to get short-term profits on their podcast. And that about sums up my thoughts. And again, I really want to be explicit. I'm not coming after her in any fashion other than a substantive disagreement with the direction of her show. Wow, I've got 127 viewers. Holy shit. Thank you everyone for watching. Again, I stream 7 days a week. 10 a.m. Eastern to 11 a.m. at the very least. Sometimes I go longer. Today's docket, I have a debate with Nico House, who I think is a very, very, very bad actor. And I'm going to read your super chats in a second. I'm not ignoring you. I'm sorry. But let me get this out. I think that guy's a very bad actor. I'm going to be debating him live at around 6 p.m. on this channel. It'll be also probably on other channels, but you can watch it here. So give me the super chats. I want to profit off of and monetize other people's content. But I've been on Twitter publicly criticizing the fact that people like Brie, Fiorella, and Jimmy and all these freaks. And I'm sorry. And when I say freaks, I mean I apologize for that. I shouldn't be so rude. I really do have to watch my language a little bit more, and I should do that. Corporate sellout. I'm in the Eastern time zone, El Lupino, so all times are Eastern time. In fact, I should probably have had this. I probably should have had this. I probably should have had this up for the whole show, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. So, what are you gonna do, right? But anyway, so Nico had me blocked on Twitter because I asked him why he defended Tulsi Gabbard's transphobic legislation, and in asking him that, he blocked me. This was a couple months ago, or maybe a month ago. But I guess he somehow found my tweet and then unblocked me and then like did this weird call out post. It's really weird that you have someone blocked and then you unblock them and then do a call out post. It's really bizarre, right? But okay. And so we're going to debate tonight at 6 p.m. So we'll see how it goes. If you have anything you want to forward to me, any information for me to prepare for this debate, feel free. A lot of people have sent me some very interesting clips. In fact, you know what? Someone sent me this clip, and I'm just gonna like, I haven't like watched this all the way through, but apparently Nico House did a documentary with a neo-Nazi about how Antifa is a terrorist organization. So let me watch this real quick.
Kind of role, honestly, is kind of confusing, I guess. That's something that I feel most people...
Populist progressive activist, by the way. Those words all don't mean anything.
Feel, but no one has really been able to explain why it's confusing for the left. They don't know whether to conflate Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and then of course the Black Lives Matter movement. We're told constantly that Antifa is merely an idea of anti-fascism and not an organization. However, that's antithetical to what the original Antifa actually was. The original Antifa was an organization that sparked from an idea. And so I feel like...
I'm going to be debating this guy in 7 hours or so.
Antifa exists.
When they say that it's not an organization, as if that's something to like to just celebrate, I feel like that's disingenuous, and it also just makes me question the motives of those who do uplift Antifa. Because as a historian of leftist activism movements from the...
This guy's a historian of leftist activism movements. This is great. I'm going to debate this guy.
As a historian of leftist activism movements from the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, one thing that I do know is that if they were genuinely on the side of the BLM activists that they sometimes protest beside, in other leftists, then they would be being vehemently attacked by all sides of the mainstream media. They would not necessarily have allies in what I like to refer to as the neoliberal media.
My name is Gabe.
So Nico House in this clip says that Antifa has allies in neoliberal media.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Whew. Anyway, so yeah, this guy reached out to me and said he wants to debate me on. Let me look at the topics. He wrote out a list of topics he wants to discuss. Let me look. So Nico wants to talk about force the vote. Quote, this is what he said, so I'm quoting him. Was force the vote the right decision? Is one topic. Second topic, do you agree or disagree with Trump's ban? And I threw on an asterisk in the conversation that we should also be talking about the Capitol Hill terror attack with that, so throw that in there. And quote, is it possible to reform the Democratic Party from the inside? Unquote. So this guy is, those are the, and he also wants to do audience questions. So for those of you that watch, if anyone has a question, that's where it gets epic, by the way, so start thinking. If anyone has a question for Nico, we'll do some audience questions. So definitely think of something. And again, Kennedy from Not Safe for Wonks will be moderating this conversation. I don't personally know why we need a moderator, but I don't know. I guess this is what people do, to pretend to be. I don't know. It's weird. Oh, we need a moderator for the. I don't think we do need a moderator. But that's just me. I just don't think we need a moderator. But we're gonna have a moderator. If you want to know who Kennedy is, they've been on my show recently, as of a couple days ago. You can go watch our recent video. We actually did discuss Nico House in this video, so you can go watch this recent video that I put up. We had about an hour conversation about force the vote and all these weirdo pseudo leftists. So you can go watch this if you want to know who's going to moderate the debate. I like Kennedy, so definitely go check them out. And yeah, so that's going to be today's schedule, I suppose. I'll be back around 6 p.m. I might go live at 5:45, right? So I don't know what's going to happen here. Scheduling and time-wise, we haven't figured that part out yet. So we might go live at 5:45. We might go live at 5:30. We might go live at 6, and the debate might start at 6:15. I don't know, but start coming out. We'll I don't know. We'll set it up. Here's the thing, Carla. I don't care. You might want a moderator. Nico is a bully. I don't care. I really I've literally had neo-Nazis debate me on my show. Right? Let me get an example of a neo-Nazi debating me. I had a really, really good one. That was 15 minutes. Here we go. This one's great. So again, I don't mind being bullied, and I want to make that explicit here. So I've got this video. A lot of people might not know this. This is from July, right? Not yet, so I might get a new hobby.
Happen.
It's
I don't
possible.
think that's gonna happen, man.
I am mentally ill, sure. This is so good.
You are mentally ill, then, right?
This is so good. I am mentally ill, sure.
Now, is that because you're a woman, or is that because something else?
I don't know. You would have to tell me. You seem like the expert here.
Well, you are. I am the expert. I got a bachelor's of health science.
Anyway, so I've debated Nazis. I've gotten plenty of these videos if you want to go watch them. I don't mind if someone bullies me. I don't. I really don't. Let them bully me. As far as I'm concerned, if they bully me, that's great for me, because then I can use that to profit off of. I can make a video the next day. I'll make a video tomorrow. Nico House bullies me, right? So, and if you want to watch this little fuck fest here, check it out. But I don't mind. I don't care. But we're gonna have a moderator. I don't really know what that's gonna mean. Is this before I became a corporate shill? I think so. Yeah. But again, thank you all for watching today's program. let me read these super chats. I'm so sorry. I got those. Injecting $5 to get you more. Thank you. Thank you. $4.99 from Chamo Love. Chamo? Is it Chamo? Camo? Camo? Is the H silent? What is that? Chamo? If we are boutique left, what are we going to call them? I have an idea.
Dumb people, liberal people.
Let's go with that one. $2.99, Yes Fest. When will Bernie denounce bad faith explicitly? I don't think he can. Bernie getting involved in these like intra-leftist media discourse things would be a disaster. I can only imagine what Bernie says behind the scenes, looking at what Bree does nowadays, but if he came in and said like, I disavow Breonna Joy Gray or something, like that would be a huge fucking disaster. That would be a gigantic fucking disaster. So I hope for the love of God he does not say anything. Because AOC mentioned it like one time. AOC mentioned it one time and they still won't shut the fuck up about it. So. But anyway, what is the most you have been donated? The most I've ever been donated was $531, I think. You might not know this, but I used to be a popular video game streamer back in the day. This is my second go. I used to get a couple hundred viewers a stream like 3 or 4 years ago when I was an edgy gamer. Used to get a lot of cash back then. One of these days, I'm going to go on like a stream where I introduce y'all to my past. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of scoops going on. A lot of scoops. And honestly, it's going to be a lot of fun. So one of these days, I'm going to do like a history lesson of my internet activity, so to speak. And it'll be really funny. Why did I stop game streaming? I didn't. I just made that less of a priority. I do a weekly show called Sunday Runday where I play video games all day on Sunday. $5, Mosh Master. No report from the Military Times on holding retired vets accountable for participating in the riot. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I know nothing about the military. So I'm not sure. But yeah, if you want to go watch me play video games, I just played some shit last Sunday. So what was that, 2 days ago? I don't know what day it is. I think it's Tuesday. I don't know. It could be any day. Who knows? But again, I really do appreciate the support and watching me. I don't know. Am I going to be streaming chemo? I stream every single day at 10 a.m. to 11-ish. Sometimes I stop at 11, sometimes I stop at 11:30. Kind of depends on the day. But I do stream every single day at 10 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. 7 days a week. So I take no days off. If you ever do see me take a day off, and I did not warn you that I took a day off, I have been restricted from posting on YouTube. Plain and simple. So if you see me not go live one day, and I didn't tell you in advance, check my social media. Probably I've been restricted. I've been censored. So I'm just throwing that out there. And again, today I'm going to be streaming at 6 p.m. in about 6 hours from now-ish. So. I didn't know 1A protects from beating police to death with a fire extinguisher, no less, and breaking into government buildings with zip ties trying to kill elected officials. Yeah, I didn't know. That's just the First Amendment expression. It's the First Amendment protest, you know? So dumb. Really wish I had more cash to chip in. I'm very grateful for the show. Well, I mean, I can tell you right now that, again, it's really funny. Hold on. I'm sorry. This show is just going to be... Wow. Hold up. Let me get some really epic replies here. Oh my god. I love clicking the show more replies button, and then that's where all the cringers are. Oh my god. I'm sorry, you're gonna love this. Oh. So like I said before, I can't believe you didn't do AIA 1080, and my internet is not really good enough for 1080p. I would need to get some sort of infrastructure change with what I've got in order to do 1080. I went 57 seconds into that linked video, and all it took to see how scummy that. Yeah, no, but my point is, I'm able to be bullied, and I don't care. So, I have been swatted. I have had police officers beat the shit out of my mother in front of me. I can handle some person on the internet yelling at me. So, just throwing that out there. But again, as far as the money thing is concerned, I can tell you right now that I will always accept cash. And again, to be more explicit about that, if you want to give me money without YouTube taking fees, YouTube takes about 25% of a fee. So if you give me $10, I only get about 7.5 out of it. If you want to give me the full thing with no fees, check me out on PayPal. So I tweeted out that January has been my most successful month on YouTube. And I got a bunch of these bizarro weirdos attacking me, and it's extremely funny. So I just wanted to show this. So January 2021 has been the most profitable month on YouTube for me in my entire history, and it's only been 8 days so far. Pretty crazy stuff. So I made more in the first week in January than I did throughout the entire month of December, which was my highest grossing month. So... But then, again, a lot of these people are accusing me of grifting, so I got some really good replies here. Now, again, I want to be explicit here. Like, do you want to know how much money I made so far in the first 8 days of January? $500. From all the generous super chatting and all the ad revenue and all that. I made $500 in a week. Which is more than I made in a month the month before. Right? Now, I want you to understand that people like Jimmy Dore make $500 in 10 minutes. Like before, like, you know, when I have the intro up, like in those 10 minutes where I'm setting up the show, Jimmy Dore would have already made how much money I make in a month. So they're defending Jimmy Dore. They're defending Brianna Joy Gray that makes $35,000 a month on Patreon. They're defending like Gray Zone, which gets like fucking foreign funding of millions of dollars, and they're like a fucking journalism outlet, right? So, and these people are like flocking me, right? It's great, and I love it. That smearing people who need health insurance is paying off. Funny, you're the first to call someone a grifter, but the only reason you're getting clicks is because your dumb privileged takes in the vids. Again, this whole idea that I'm some health insurance spokesperson. Right? Like, dude, I have literally my entire life was destroyed because of the lack of health insurance. My mom is not okay, Thorman. But I'll get into that later. I lost my house when I was a kid in the housing crisis because my mom accrued significant amounts of medical debt because I had chronic health issues when I was a kid. Which resulted in us being temporarily homeless for a little bit. And at least the thing that's even, and I was only maybe homeless for like 12 hours, I guess, technically, where I just didn't know what was going on, kind of a situation, but like a family member stepped in that scenario, but it was like very scary. And the thing about housing insecurity is that it's the anxiety of not knowing what's happening. So especially, and again, I was like 15, right? So it's like, at any point, I was under the impression I would lose my house, right? And so when the time came, it was very scary. We were able to, be okay at the end of it. But the idea that I'm, like, smearing people that are poor, like, what? Like, Jesus, motherfuck, right? Like, what? It's just unbelievable. And again, I'm making, like, $500 a month. That's less money. Maybe now it's going to be like $2,000 a month, which I'll take it. But when I tweeted this, it was like my average was $500 a month, which is less money than most people that have regular working class jobs, right? Now, again, I sit in my bedroom, so there's like the risk association, or risk assessment part. But again, these people are trying to like pretend I'm like a rich person. And it's just like, it's so cringy. You are horrible. Gee, this is, oh my God. This one's my favorite.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ, only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
This one really blew my mind. So, this one comes at me. Gee, I wonder where your motives are for falsely accusing people of fascism, while referring to my Twitter handle, which is Pogs for Bernie, emphasizing the white aspect in the acronym, and then claiming that I'm bragging about being white, which has nothing to do with any of my content, right? And this one's great. Wow, that is so awesome to hear. And then, like, one of my things is, and you'll see this, I love responding with, like, thank you to people that insult me because it's really, really funny. It's really funny. And they get really mad. And this person got extremely mad. Look, this is a little embarrassing to point out, but my straight face was I love it. They think, oh my God, I love it, right? My straight face was meant to indicate a lack of enthusiasm. You're calling posters I admire fascist/fash sympathizers, powerfully uncool. Happy for you to be more financially secure, like anyone, but that's a different thing. I can't. I literally, like, I can't, right? So these people are bizarro, and in the most hilarious fucking fashion imaginable. So I think that that's really funny. And so I take offense to that statement, Felix. I demand an apology. But anyway, so again, thank you for watching, everyone. I've been really just kind of, like, I was gonna end the show 20 minutes ago, but you keep paying me. Like, people, like, I get super chat, $4.99. I'm new to your channel, but I love your content so far. I'm looking forward to you destroying Dumbbell House. Keep up the good work. Left is best. Agreed. So, I mean, I'm just, like, the only reason I'm streaming is because y'all are paying me, right? Like, what the fuck? $20 from Shuryif, also known as Fartatron. T_______T. I hope I counted that correctly. Heart emoji. You so much, boo. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. Just trying to catch up. I support you. I think you have good intentions to keep good content on your show. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's a shame you never got to know Michael. He discussed this a lot. Yeah, that is a shame, right? Like, what the fuck? You attacked Jimmy Dore. Does Dore need health insurance? Well, he just bought a $2 million mansion, so we'll see about that. I don't think he needs it, though. They call me privileged because I have health insurance through Medicaid, even though I have to live in poverty to qualify. Yeah, if you've got Medicaid, you're privileged. Of course. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do, right? I can tell you that if you draw comparisons between my content and Michael Brooks's content, it's because I loved his show. So, watched every single one up until he died. Personally, I cannot watch any of them afterward, at least not yet. But a huge influence on my programming, so there you go. Thank you is good, but can you go with you're so welcome? No, I can't. I'm sorry. I cannot do that. Start saying anti-fascist instead of Antifa in the debate. Yeah, I normally do that with these people. The monster, I mean, I guess, let me just give you the rundown real quick. And again, you don't have to feel bad for me. You can send me more money if you want, right? But, the situation with my mother in detail, is in 2018, I was swatted. And so, again, my mom did not have health insurance, right? And so my mom had a tumor in her brain, that when she had a stroke a couple months later, we brought her to the hospital, and the doctor said that the tumor was most likely enlarged or like triggered a hemorrhage based on her being stressed. And so 2 months prior or 3 months prior, we got swatted by a neo-Nazi, and this guy actually was caught, and he was like linked with Atomwaffen, like a total dullard, right? And during the swatting process, my mom was threatened the police said, we are going to shoot you if you don't get on the ground. Now, keep in mind, she woke up. Imagine you wake up from a nap, right? You're sleeping. You wake up, and there's, like, police with guns, like, pointed at your face, right? What? So my mom was disabled, and so she did not have the ability to get on the ground. And so the police threatened to kill her to the point where she, like, kind of fell. And then, like, they, like, just, like, tackled her, basically. Like, a bunch of these SWAT officers in riot gear. Just, like, literally, like, swarmed her and just kind of, like, arrested her, dislocated her shoulders. And she couldn't sleep for several months after that. And so at some point, I went to a concert in October. This was in July that I got swatted. So I went to a concert in October. Right. Imagine that, right? The one time I want to leave the house. The one time I want to leave the house. My mom has a stroke. And so when I get home, and it was just us that lived together. So when I get home, she's on the floor of the kitchen and she can't speak English. And then so I, call 911. And I will, like, literally, and this is something that, again, is so profoundly disgusting, that these people claim that, oh, you're the boutique left. Literally, one of my mom's last words to me was, don't call an ambulance, we can't afford it. That, like, while she's in the middle of having a, like, hemorrhaging in her brain on the floor, I whip out my phone to call 911 and she, like, tells me not to. Like, imagine, right, a situation where at this point, someone's free will or consciousness is, like, barely there, and really at this point their brain is just, like, chemical reactions in, like, a more solidified fashion, right? And the things that they can say in English, that they're the idea that they're trying to transfer to someone who finds them in that state is, don't call for help because we don't have the money. And then these motherfuckers are gonna, oh, boutique left. Oh, you disagree with someone on the internet, therefore you're a boutique left. Like, motherfucker, that's why I don't tolerate this stuff. So I guess not a lot of people know that. But that's why I don't tolerate this stuff. And again, the doctor afterward told me that she had a tumor that was enlarged and hemorrhaged her brain, presumably due to stress. And again, after the swatting incident, she couldn't sleep well. She had anxiety issues in general, So I attribute the swatting incident combined with not having health insurance. I attribute that to the result. So both of those things. What are both of those things? Number one, neo-Nazis, right? Now, these same people, Nico House, Jimmy Dore, Katie Halper, Breonna Joy Gray, they just pretend that neo-Nazis don't exist, right? They just, like, even after they stormed the Capitol, they just, neo-Nazis, they're not real. What? Nazis? What? They just stormed the Capitol, but Nazis? I don't know what you're talking about. So that's why that triggers me. Like, the core of my political organizing, I got into political activism shortly after the situation with my mom, mostly as a distraction because I didn't want to be at home by myself. So I joined organizations and started getting active. And one of the main things that I wanted to get active in was advocating for healthcare and anti-fascist organizing. And so those are my two main things, is healthcare and anti-fascism. Those are my two main political things, I guess. So, again, when these people come at me and say Nazis don't exist, and also you're a corporate sellout being paid by Blue Cross Blue Shield, it's like, what? Right? Like, again, you cannot pick. You cannot pick a worse target for those criticisms. Like, literally. Like I am probably, and I am probably the most immune to those criticisms that you could possibly be as being a human being. And I'm sorry, I'll catch up with the chat. And then I do have to go, because I do have to do something at noon. And so I'd like to thank you for staying on the line with me. Nicholas, Sec50. Andrea is bought by the boutique left of Sweden. Just look at this, putting socialist money in her account. I know, right? You're just giving me the money. And then I have the money, and therefore I'm paid off and bought. What about the bouquet left? The fucking bouquet left. Oh my god. When someone called Nomiki and myself the bouquet left instead of the boutique left. I love that. Yo. So all of a sudden, it's been like freezing all week, and all of a sudden it just got like really hot and I'm starting to sweat. So I turned my heater off and I'm gonna put deodorant on. So there you go. Get some aluminium clogging up my pores. Love it. 149, Fox in the Snow, unicorn emoji. Thank you, thank you. So glad that you're an eloquent speaker. You're doing great. Well, yeah, I've been a YouTuber all my life, basically. I started YouTube when I was 14. So I've got a lot of experience with talking to people on the internet. So, what are you gonna do? Have I spoken to Michael's sister, Leisha Brooks? She would be a good person to have on. I have not. Maybe I should do that. I don't know. I noticed so far that your analysis and comedic value is similar to Michael's, and I always love that. Thank you. I try my best. Yeah, my overall goal here is, this is the goal of this show. This is the goal of this show. This is the first time I'm making this explicit, right? Because now I've got people that know who I'm talking about, right? So, have you ever seen House of Cards? Right? Imagine House of Cards. So my goal is imagine the Majority Report as House of Cards, and imagine that I'm Kevin Spacey, except for all, the bad shit that happened after the show ended. That's the goal of this program. So I'm just going to take over the most popular good podcast. I'm Feel Terrible. Well, thank you, Cold Heart Channel, for I'm Feel Terrible. Appreciate that. 199 from Jessica. Heart emoji. God bless. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate everyone. This is, super awkward. I know. I'm very uncomfortable in these scenarios. But, I appreciate everyone for saying that they feel sorry for me. A lot of this stuff was multiple years ago. I've processed it, right? So it's really awkward to read those messages. And I'm not saying you shouldn't say that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't say that you feel sorry for me, because I do appreciate it. But, it is, imagine my, position. That's awkward, right? That's really weird. But I appreciate it so much. And I just want to let everyone know that I acknowledge that we all have those situations in our lives that, kind of, aren't good. And so it's good to have people to listen to my shite. I'm sad because they do some salient things every now and then, but keeping this mess up hurts their credibility. Oh, Bree and Katie. Yeah, that's the thing is, again, we can agree on policy, but if you're going to try to put a wedge in left organizing over a specific strategical disagreement on a parliamentary procedure, right, that's cringe. Shit, I was 22 when YouTube became a thing. Yeah, I was 12 when YouTube became a thing. And I was like, I want to be a YouTuber when I was 14, and then I made this channel. And my YouTube career from the age of 14 all the way up until last year is pretty garbage. So again, I do want to do a full historical analysis of my YouTube channel at some point, because that sounds fun. But you do, and I want to let everyone know, my YouTube, my streaming, all the things that I used to do, not good. I will tell you this right now. And one of the main reasons why, again, I am so privy, I think, to the way that people behave online when it comes to money is because I used to be a relatively popular streamer. And my audience was 4chan edgelords. And so there was a lot of several years where I just made the tactical decision. If I appeal to 4chan edgelords, I can have a lot of money and I don't have to worry about being homeless. So a lot of my content over the past, decade, not good. So, I mean, but that's why, again, I've got a lot of kind of understanding of how these people behave. I've got a lot of understanding about how money works. Man, I really should do a deep dive into Stream Me one of these days. Holy shit. Let me give you this story real quick before I jump. I worked for a website that was, the website illegally stole code from a porn website. And it was like, like a My Free Cams kind of website. So they stole the source code to one of those porn websites. And made it a streaming website. And on the streaming website, as a way to lure people in, they had a contest where the more you streamed, the more money you would get. And the contest, I found out later, was just like a money laundering scheme to have like a company pay a bunch of like essentially just, whoever they wanted. Like it was just a money laundering scheme. But so I know a lot about how dark money works because of that. Because I worked for this website in an adjacent fashion. And again, I should write a book on Stream Me, because that shit was really funny. Oh my god, it was so funny. Fuck me, it was so funny. But here's the thing, is the person that hired me for this website died before they could finalize like the contracts of me working for them. So I was getting paid without a contract, and that we were writing up a contract, and then the guy I was working with died. Right? The guy I was working with fucking died, and then so the rest of the company didn't really know what to do, and they just kind of ignored me. But like I was still on their website, and they still like knew me, and I was like the most popular streamer on their website. And so like I was kind of the face of this website. I was like the only streamer on there, and I was making like $2,500 a month. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. It was great. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of 4chaners, 8chaners, and literal neo-Nazis start using the website literally all at once. And it's like, I wonder what this is. Piganati was a big streamer. No, I'm sorry. Like, for my own personal narcissism, everyone else is written out of the story. 2017, Piganati who? I won every single month. Who cares? Right? It wasn't until January 2018 that I lost. And I'm keeping it that way. I'm keeping it that way. That's the way I'm telling the story. But anyway, I've got a lot of history online. And so it's very, very, very fun. And I do want to do like an educational look through, because I think it's going to be really funny. But yeah, I gotta go. I have a prior engagement at noon. So again, thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you for tuning into my show. I really do. I will be debating Nico House, assuming that, nothing changes. Assuming nothing changes, I will be debating Nico House in about 6 hours. And, thank you. Enjoy the outro.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ, only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened.
In my opinion, it's never too late. Little double sound deck. So that's the story, fellas.
Not good. Believe me, not good. Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing. But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black. Look, talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools. School, not daycare. Schools. The Title I schools. Help? They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone.
No good. No good.
Really, how many people do that? You mean they moved out and then they said, "Ah, the hell with it, I'll move back in." You know, it doesn't sound like a very normal. You mean they moved out and what? They missed it so much that they wanted to move back in? Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, and no, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you.